Hi everyone! In today's video I'm going to be doing a 3 looks 1 palette with the Juvias Place Afrique. And if you haven't already seen my first impression / using every shade in the palette, I will link that video up here for you. And I'm so proud of how that came out, and I am like so excited to play with this palette again because that was so much fun. So for today's look, I'm actually going to do something more on the warm side, which I've been doing a lot of cool tone looks lately, so I kind of want to switch it up. And I'm going to be playing with the red and the yellow shades. I might put in a little bit of the orange as well, but for now I'm going to start off by taking Aya, this gorgeous yellow shade, and I'm going to pack that into my inner corner. I know it's weird to start a look that way, but I just want to make sure that I have this color down so I don't end up putting too much of the other shades in the spot where I want the yellow to be. And I'm going to really pack this. Wow, this color is gorgeous. All in my inner corner, a little bit up my lower lash line, a little bit up onto my lid. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a kind of a red smoky eye, but I want this yellow to really, really stand out. Alright, next up I'm going to take, let's see, what do I want to do? I actually think I'm going to start off by packing Wi-Fi all over the lid, and I'm going to go in with my crease shades after. I've seen a lot of people do it in that order, so I kind of want to try it. So I'm going to use my Morphe M224 brush. It's a flat packing brush, and I will be generously putting a lot of product on here, and I will spray my brush, and then I'm going to be applying it to my lid. And I'm packing the shade all the way up onto my crease, but I don't want to go above my crease. Now that I got the lid shade on, I'm going to go in with this, I don't know how to pronounce this red shade, Pinto or something. So I'm going to go in with this on a small crease brush. This is my Inglot 10S. I love this brush. And I'm going to be putting this in my crease, just above where I put down the shimmer. And just on top of where I put that transition shade, I'm going to put Dakar, which is this orange shade up here. I'm going to go back in with that shimmery shade that we put on first and just make sure that this is as opaque as I can possibly get it before going in with that yellow again to just blend in the edges here in the corner. Okay, next I'm taking a little flat brush again and I'm dipping into the yellow. And I'm just gonna go over the line where these two colors meet. And I'm making sure to blend outwards and not pull these red colors in because I want this yellow to stay yellow in the inner corner, like very yellow. So I think that's it for the upper lid. I kind of like how this is looking. I feel like it's kind of vibing with my headband, and I'm all about that matchy life sometimes. So I'm going to go into my lower lash line and I'm going to use a Sephora smudging brush, and I'm going to dip into this dark red shade again, this one. And I'm going to put that on my lower lash line, mostly closer to the lash line, and then I'm going to go in again with that orange afterwards. Next I'm going back to my little fluffy Inglot brush, tapping into the orange. And I'm going to use the orange to just blend out the edges here and meet up with the yellow. Actually, I think I want to dip back into the yellow and put a little bit of this just on my outer corner. And for this look on my waterline, I'm going to use Colourpop's yellow liner. This one is called Punch. And to finish off, I'm going to put on some liner and mascara, and I'll be right back. Alright, so that's look number 1 done. If you were wondering what I have on my lips, by the way, it's Jeffree Star, and this is in the shade Soft Serve, and on top of that I put my Clinique gloss in Sorbet Pop, because I found that the lipstick was a little bit too light on me, so I decided to deepen it up with this, and I think it really looks good. I think it looks cute. I think it kind of goes with the look, without really being a nude, but still being soft and going with the rest, if you know what I mean. So that was it for look number 1. Let's just move on to look number 2. Okay, look number 2, let's do this. So I think for this look I'm going to keep it fairly simple. What I want to do is I want to do a green smoky eye with a blue lower lash line. I think that would look kind of cool. And I might even pop on a little bit of blue mascara too, so yeah, we'll just see. I'm going to start off by going in with the green shade right here. And I'm going to put that in my crease. This green literally matches my hair perfectly, which is kind of cool. But kind of sad too, because I'm going to get my hair done tomorrow. And I'm going to be changing my color, so I'm really excited about that. But by the time this video is up, which will probably be the day where I get my hair done, you might have even seen what my color is going to be, but I'm excited. I'm so sorry, I literally forgot that I was filming this and I wasn't explaining anything, but I have already changed my mind about this look. What I'm going to do, I'm actually going to do a halo eye, but I'm still going to be doing green on top and blue on the bottom, but I was really feeling a halo eye this morning, and so that's just what we're going to do. So I'm going to pack some more green on the inner and outer corner of my eye, and then we're going to be going in with 2 shimmers afterwards. So don't worry so much about the placement of these shadows, especially if you're working with Juvias Place, because the shimmers are so pigmented that when you put them on top, you can pretty much hide any mistake that you've done underneath. So it's gonna look a little something like this. And now I'm going to go in with a flat packing brush. This one is from Morphe and it's the M224. I have a lot of these kind of brushes. I have one from MAC, I have one from Morphe. I have a bunch of these because I really like them. And I'm going to dip into this dark green up here. And I'm also going to spray my brush because that's how I like to apply these. And I'm going to just pat this all over my lid actually. You know what, I'm going to keep it on the corners. I was going to just pack it all over my lid and do a lighter shade in the middle, but I feel like the lighter shade might stand out a little bit more if I leave the middle open. But it would work the other way too, it just wouldn't be as prominent. And I'm not going to cut my crease because I just don't feel like it. So now that we have the dark green down, I'm going to go in with a similar brush. This is just a tiny bit smaller and it's from Morphe as well as the M421. And I'm going to dip into Angelique, which is this stunning, shimmery, very light champagne shade down here. And I'm going to do the same thing with this. I'm going to spray it and then pop it right in the middle of my lid. The easiest way I've found to do halo eyes is literally to just put your brush right in the middle of your eye and then just drag it down. And then you kind of have an idea of where you need to blend on the sides. And I love how these two colors just blend into each other so seamlessly. Yeah, that's gorgeous. Look at that. Juvia's Place makes me so happy. I'm just going to go in with that green again and make sure that the edges are blended out. And I'm not even going to go back in with that green shimmery shade because I think it looks pretty good the way it is. Yeah, I like that. That looks good. Okay, next up I'm going to go in on my lower lash line and I'm going to use the blue shade up here. And for that I'm just using a very, very small packing brush. I like these for my lower lash line. And this is from the Vintage Company, by the way. We got this in BoxyCharm a while back. So I'm just gonna stamp this on to start off. And when you're looking like an unblended panda, you just take a fluffy brush, preferably a clean one, and you just start buffing over the edges. And also make sure that you blend where you put down the green and the blue so that they kind of meet. So for my waterline, I'm going to use my Urban Decay 24-hour eye pencil. Glide on eye pencil, that's it. So I was looking for my Maybelline one, I was looking for my L'Oreal one. I couldn't find it. And I realized I have like 3 different blue pencils, so this one's gonna have to do. You see how big of a difference that makes? This is why I love colored eyeliners. I'm gonna go in with a little more of that blue that we just put down on the lower lash line just to blend these two together. So I may have gone just a teeny bit overboard with the blue, but hey, at least we're looking like a blended panda now. Next I'm going to go in with my favorite liquid liner from DHC Cosmetics. And I'm gonna make a wing, put on some mascara on my upper lashes, and then I'll come back and we'll do the fun part. Liner and mascara is on, and now I'm going to go in with this L'Oreal blue mascara. I'm going to put this on my lower lash line, and I'm gonna need to really build this up because it doesn't have a ton of pigment, but it looks really cool once it's on. So here's the difference with one eye with mascara and the other eye without, and I think it looks pretty cool. I don't see a lot of people using colored mascaras, and I always kind of wonder why, because if you do it like this, they really don't show up that much. It just gives a little bit of extra oomph to your look. And if you're wondering what's on my lips, today I have Jeffree Star Sagittarius. If you can't already tell, I freaking love Jeffree Stars like with lipsticks. They are my favorite formulas ever. Say what you want about Jeffree, but his products are great. And on top I have a Colourpop lip gloss, which you can't even see the logo on it anymore. And this is in the shade Finders Keepers. So that's the lip combo for today, and this is the finished look. And I will see you in just a second for look number 3. Alright, let's do this. Every time I look at this palette, I just get so happy. I know for you guys, this has been like one consecutive video, but for me, it's like 3 different days. And every day I do my makeup with this palette, I'm just like, I just feel so happy. So today I want to do something a little bit bright. I want to work with the yellow, and I'm also going to do a little bit of the brown. So I think mostly we're going to be focusing on these 2 colors right here. And my plan is to do a bit of a half cup crease. And then I think I want to do a blue liner to go with this as well. But to start off, I think I'm going to be using my Inglot 10S for most of this look. So this is one of my favorite brushes to use. So I'm going to start off by tucking the yellow into my crease in the inner corner. And I'm going to be pulling this pretty much halfway. And then I'll be doing the brown on the outer part of my crease. And I'll be going back and forth with this color quite a few times to get the pigment that I want. Alright, so I used quite a bit of that yellow. I really pulled it up all the way to my brow bone and all the way into my inner corner and up to my brow because I really want this yellow to stand out. And now I'm going to dip into the brown shade, this one right here. And I'll be using my same brush, and I'm going to work this in the outer corner. And when I have a little less product on the brush, I'm gonna work on pulling this in towards the yellow and mixing them together. But I'm not going to pull it any longer than about halfway. And then I'm gonna flick it out a little bit and try to blend it out up here. Now that I have a very soft transition, I'm going to go in with a small packing brush. This is from Lamora, which is a brush set that I got on Amazon. I will link that down below. It's very inexpensive. I love their brushes. And I'm just going to start packing this just on the outer V to get a little bit more pigment. I'm gonna bring this in about a third of the way. Just like so. And then I'm going back in with my inkblot brush and I'm going to start blending out the edges. And I'm pulling a little bit more of that brown into the yellow. Alright, so I got this done so far and I think it's time to cut the crease. So I'm going to take my Shape Tape concealer, put a little bit on the back of my hand, and then I'm going to use my MAC 242 brush. It's a very flat shader brush, or I guess packing brush. And I'm going to put the concealer on the brush, and then I'm going to do the look up technique. So I put a little dot of concealer right in the middle of my eye. I look up, and then I can see where I need to cut the crease. And so from here, I start off by just using the shape of the brush and I stamp down, and I do that all the way up until where the concealer is. And then I just work on blending it out. And once I've gotten to where I want this to stop, I'm just going to use my finger and pat over the edges, just to diffuse it a little bit before I go in with more shadows. Next, I'm going to go in with my Urban Decay. This is just a nude eyeshadow. I like using eyeshadow instead of powder because I feel like this has more pigment to it. And I'm just going to go over where I put the concealer, just to set this and make sure it doesn't crease. And I won't be putting any kind of color over this. I want this to just look nude, like there's nothing on it. Next up, I'm going in with another small fluffy brush, and I'm going to dip back into the brown and just kind of intensify the outer corners a little bit, but also blend in where we put down the concealer and just make sure that this looks blended. You can touch up if there's any place that you feel needs blending. I'm also going to run this brush just slightly in where I cut my crease, just to kind of define the edge a little bit more. I'm also now taking the same brush and I'm going to run that brown on my lower lash line. Again, not all the way, just I'd say about halfway. And then I'll be connecting it to the yellow in the inner corner. Now I'm going in with the same brush again and I'm using the yellow. And I'm just going to tie this all together and pull this on my lower lash line as well. And I'm also using this to just intensify the shade a little bit up here. Also, we haven't used glitter in any of these looks so far, or have we? No, I don't think we have. So I'm going to go in with my Urban Decay Heavy Metal. This is in the shade Distortion. And I'm just going to run this right where I cut my crease, just in the inner corner and up towards where the brown is. Like so. I'm just fading it slightly into the brown. Next, to make this a little more fun, I'm going to take my little Blue Velvet Jeffree Star lipstick, and I'm going to use this as an eyeliner. And I've done this before on my channel. I don't know if you've seen it, but what I like to do is I like to take these little eyeliner pencils. This one is from Tarte, and I'm going to use this to make my wing. So I know I've said this before, but Jeffree Star's liquid lipsticks are the only ones that I know that are actually set to be eye safe. So just keep that in mind. Don't run out and like try using any liquid lipstick you have on your eyes without knowing if it's eye safe or not. For my waterline today, I'm going to go in with my yellow Colourpop pencil again. This is in the shade Punch. I think I used this in my first look too. I could be wrong though. But I'm going to pop that right in here. And I'm going to curl my lashes and put on some mascara, and then we can conclude this video. So I put on mascara, and now I'm going to change my lipstick because I didn't think the pink really went with the look. So I'm going to go in with my Christmas Cookie by Jeffree Star, and this is just the perfect nude. I think that's a little bit better. So to conclude, I fucking love this palette, excuse my language, but it's one of my current favorites, and I'm so happy to have this. And I hope you guys enjoyed the looks. Let me know down below which one was your favorite. Also, let me know if you have this palette or if you plan on getting it, and let me know which other palettes you want to see me do this with, because I love doing these videos, even though they're kind of time consuming, but it's one of my favorite videos to film. So I actually have 3 different palettes coming in the mail, so I got plenty of new stuff to film with. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and hopefully I will see you in my next one. Bye.